What if I told you that the unshakable peace you've been searching for isn't in a quieter job, a different relationship, or a future vacation? What if it's already inside you, buried under the noise of modern life, just waiting to be uncovered? Stay with me, and in the next few minutes, we will find it together. We have all been sold the lie that peace is the absence of problems. But the great masters knew the truth. True peace is not the absence of the storm, but the ability to find stillness in its very eye. Today, you will learn not how to escape the chaos of your life, but how to become the calm at its absolute center. Imagine your mind is a glass of water filled with mud. The more you try to stir it, poke it, or force the mud out, the cloudier it becomes. But what if the secret to clarity was simply to set the glass down and allow the mud to settle on its own? This is the first great secret to inner peace, and today we will explore it and many more. As the great Buddha once said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. In our modern world, a constant hum of pressure pulls us in 1,000 different directions, between work, relationships, and the relentless demands of everyday life. Finding that inner calm can feel like an impossible task. We so often chase peace like a distant horizon, believing, I'll be calm when my circumstances change, or I'll be happy once I achieve this goal. But what if this entire approach is backward? What if the profound, lasting peace you're looking for is already within you, a quiet wellspring waiting to be discovered? In today's video, we will dive deep into powerful Buddhist teachings and timeless practices that show you how to cultivate that peace and tranquility from the inside out. No matter how chaotic the world around you may feel, stick with us, and we will guide you on a journey home to yourself. 1. Understanding the nature of the mind. To begin this journey, it is essential to first grasp the nature of your own mind. In Buddhism, the untrained mind is often compared to a restless monkey, swinging frantically from one tree branch to the next. It is an acrobat, swinging from a past regret to a future anxiety, from a passing judgment to a sudden craving, never resting in the present moment. This concept, known as the monkey mind, perfectly illustrates how our thoughts often jump chaotically, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, scattered, and leagues away from mental peace. The mind rarely stays still. That is its nature. It is constantly processing, reacting, and spinning countless thoughts that often create anxiety and stress. The first and most crucial step toward calming your mind is to understand that this constant motion is normal. We don't need to fight against it or try to force the mind to stop moving. That is a battle you will never win. Instead, we can learn to become the calm observer of the mind's antics. When we sit quietly and practice mindfulness, we begin to notice the patterns of our thoughts without getting swept away by them. We learn to detach from the powerful belief that our thoughts are us. You become the vast, stable sky, and the thoughts are merely clouds passing through. Some are dark and stormy, others light and wispy, but you, the sky, remain untouched and unchanged. Through regular mindfulness practice, you train yourself to observe thoughts without getting entangled in them. For instance, when a negative or anxious thought arises, instead of immediately grabbing onto it and following it down a rabbit hole. You simply notice it. You can even say to yourself, "Ah, there is anxiety." You observe it as if you're watching it float by. Over time, this simple act of observation creates a powerful space between your thoughts and your reactions, allowing you to approach life with far greater clarity and calm. By understanding that the mind is naturally restless, you can stop blaming yourself for not being able to focus or be at peace all the time. Instead, you can focus on the gentle process of learning to observe and detach. With patience and compassion, you will notice that your mind gradually becomes quieter and much more manageable. 2. Protect your energy. Think of your personal energy like the battery on your phone. Every interaction, every task, every thought either charges it or drains it. Yet many of us go through life completely unaware of the subtle and not so subtle energy drains all around us. These drains can be external, like a toxic person or a stressful work environment, or they can be internal, such as a habit of negative thinking or endless scrolling. These drains leave us feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, and before we know it, our inner battery is completely depleted. Protecting your energy is therefore a crucial practice for maintaining inner peace. The first step is to become an energy detective. Begin to identify what specifically drains you. Do you feel exhausted after spending time with a certain individual who constantly complains or thrives on drama? Are there environments or situations that leave you feeling tense and anxious? Recognizing these sources of energy depletion is the first step toward creating loving boundaries that protect your peace. Buddhism teaches the importance of establishing these boundaries, both mentally and physically. In practice, this might mean learning to say no more often without guilt. It might mean setting aside non-negotiable time for self-care, or creating physical spaces in your home where you can relax without distractions. For example, if you find that social media is draining your spirit, consider setting clear limits on your usage. Likewise, it means consciously choosing to spend more time with people who uplift you, who make you feel energized and seen, rather than drained and invisible. Protecting your energy also involves taking proactive steps to recharge. Make time for practices that nourish your body and mind, such as yoga, meditation, or simply walking in nature. When we actively protect and recharge our energy, we create a solid and resilient foundation for inner peace to flourish. 3. Rewiring your brain. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. They are the paintbrush and the canvas upon which we create our reality. They influence our emotions and even affect our physical well-being. Far too often, we find ourselves trapped in stressful, habitual thought patterns that reinforce anxiety, fear, or negativity. Imagine your most common stressful thoughts are like a path you have walked in a forest thousands of times. Over years, it has become a deep, well-worn groove. Your mind follows this path automatically, without even thinking. The good news is that with mindfulness and intentional practice, we can begin to walk a new path, and in doing so, literally rewire our brains and break free from these harmful cycles. The first step, as always, is awareness. Take a moment to notice how you typically respond to stress. Do you immediately spiral into negative thinking, imagining worst-case scenarios? Are you prone to harsh self-criticism or relentless worry? These patterns may be automatic, but they are not unbreakable. Buddhism teaches us that suffering arises from our attachment to our thoughts. When we latch onto a specific negative thought, we dwell on it, feeding it our attention until it grows into a powerful storm of anxiety. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to create a sacred pause between ourselves and our thoughts. We don't have to react immediately. We can simply observe, and when we detach from our thoughts, they begin to lose their power over us. One powerful method for this is a technique called noting. As thoughts arise, you simply and gently mentally note what they are. For example, thinking, worrying, planning. This simple act of acknowledgement, of naming the thought, helps you detach from the story itself and see it for what it is, just a passing mental event. This breaks the cycle of stress and prevents a single negative thought from spiraling out of control. 4. The power of acceptance. Acceptance is one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism, and yet, it can also be one of the most challenging. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to strive for more control. But true peace comes not from trying to bend everything to our will, but from gracefully accepting life as it is. Let's be clear, acceptance is not weakness. It is not resignation or giving up. It is a courageous and wise act of releasing the exhausting war against reality. It means recognizing that some things in life are simply beyond your control. Resisting reality is like trying to swim against a powerful river current. It only leads to exhaustion and suffering. Acceptance is learning to float with the current, conserving your energy to navigate skillfully rather than fighting the inevitable flow. For example, if you find yourself facing a challenging situation like an illness or a loss, accepting the reality of what is happening allows you to move through it with grace. When we resist or deny what is, we create immense internal conflict. But by accepting what is, we create the space needed for healing and peace to emerge. This practice also applies to your emotions. So often, we try to suppress or ignore uncomfortable feelings like sadness, anger, or frustration. But these emotions are a natural part of being human. Instead of fighting them, we can learn to accept them. Acknowledge your feelings. Allow yourself to experience them without judgment, and trust that they, too, will pass. This practice is essential for letting go of emotional tension and cultivating a deep and abiding peace within. 5. Stillness in the storm. Life is often unpredictable and filled with moments of chaos and uncertainty. In these moments, when the world feels like a whirlwind of stress and confusion, the very idea of finding peace can seem impossible. But the key to true peace, according to Buddhism, is not about escaping the storm of life. It is about learning how to find stillness within the storm. This means that while external circumstances will always shift and feel turbulent, the real source of our peace does not lie in changing those circumstances. It lies within us. Our peace comes from our response to external events, not from trying to control or avoid them. One of the most powerful practices for achieving this inner calm is meditation. Your breath, in particular, becomes a steadfast anchor in the turbulent sea of the present moment. No matter how high the waves of chaos crash around you, the anchor of your breath holds you firm, connecting you to a place of deep, quiet stability within. Even for just a few minutes, you can close your eyes, take slow, deep breaths, and return to this inner refuge. Beyond formal meditation, the practice of mindfulness is an invaluable tool for finding stillness when everything feels chaotic. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in whatever you are doing. When you are washing dishes, just wash the dishes, feel the warm water, see the soap bubbles, hear the sound of the plates. In times of stress, this anchors you in the tangible reality of the moment, preventing your mind from being swept away by worry. An essential part of staying calm in chaotic situations is learning to let go of the need to control everything. So much of our anxiety comes from a desperate desire to control the uncontrollable. When we stop fighting against the natural, impermanent flow of life and release our attachment to control, we free ourselves from immense and unnecessary suffering. This profound understanding that we can be still within the storm brings us to our next crucial practice. Because while peace is an inside job, the world outside has a powerful influence on us. Our homes, our workspaces, the very air we breathe can either support our tranquility or subtly sabotage it. This is the practice of designing your sanctuary, of consciously creating an environment where peace isn't just possible, but is naturally invited to flourish. And this is just the beginning of how we can actively shape our world to support our inner journey. We left off with the profound idea that while peace is an inside job, our outer world plays a crucial role as its ally or its adversary. So, how do we begin the sacred work of designing a sanctuary? It starts with a simple yet powerful principle from Buddhist wisdom: simplicity. The idea is that our outer world is often a direct reflection of our inner world. A cluttered, chaotic space will inevitably echo and encourage a cluttered, chaotic mind. Think about it. When our living spaces are full of distractions, disorganized piles, or excess items, our minds are constantly receiving subtle signals of unfinished business and disarray. This not only increases mental fatigue, but also actively disrupts our ability to feel at ease. To begin designing your sanctuary, start with the mindful practice of decluttering. This is not just tidying up. It is a profound act of letting go. Go through your living areas, one room at a time, and with each object, ask yourself, does this truly add value, joy, or beauty to my life today? If something doesn't bring you happiness or serve a useful purpose, it may be time to release it with gratitude. This process doesn't just create more physical space, it creates immense mental space. When you are no longer surrounded by physical reminders of a past you've outgrown or tasks left undone, your mind can finally settle more easily. In addition to decluttering, consider how your environment affects your senses. The colors in your space, for instance, have a profound effect on your mood. Think of colors that whisper, calm, rather than shout, attention. Light, soft blues, gentle greens, and warm earth tones often evoke feelings of peace and relaxation, while overly bright or intense colors can stimulate the mind and make it harder to feel at ease. Think, too, of the importance of natural elements. Nature is a powerful source of peace and grounding, and bringing elements of the outdoors into your home can help you reconnect with that innate sense of calm. Whether it's through a few simple houseplants, natural wood furniture, or even the gentle sound of a small water fountain, incorporating nature into your surroundings can soothe the mind and promote inner peace. Another vital aspect of your sanctuary is lighting. Natural light is known to improve mood and boost feelings of well-being. If possible, allow as much natural light into your space as you can. If natural light is limited, consider using soft, warm lighting from lamps or even candles. Harsh, overhead artificial lighting can create a sense of tension, while softer light promotes a relaxed state of mind. Sound also plays a crucial role. In our noisy, fast-paced world, it can be difficult to find peace when surrounded by constant noise. Find ways to reduce unwanted sounds, perhaps by playing calming instrumental music or incorporating soothing nature sounds like rainfall or ocean waves. A calm, quiet environment allows the mind to rest and creates a true sanctuary where you can unwind. Finally, consider creating intentional spaces within your home. This doesn't need to be a large area. It could be a cozy corner with a comfortable chair, a small cushion on the floor for meditation, or a windowsill where you can sit and watch the world go by. Fill this small space with items that inspire peace for you, perhaps a candle, a favorite book, or a meaningful object. When you dedicate a specific area to calm and reflection, it becomes a powerful anchor. Simply entering that space signals to your mind that it is time to find peace. Creating an environment of peace is not just about aesthetics. It is about the energy and intention that flows through it. When you design your space with peace in mind, you create a haven where you can recharge, reflect, and cultivate the tranquility you seek. 7. Healing from the past. Our past experiences, both joyful and painful, have a profound impact on how we navigate the present. Too often, we carry the emotional weight of past events with us, like a heavy backpack filled with the stones of old pains, regrets, and unresolved emotions. We may grow so accustomed to its weight that we forget we have the power to set it down. This burden can leave us feeling anxious or unable to move forward, as painful memories or old guilt prevent us from experiencing peace in the present moment. However, healing from the past is a vital and courageous step in reclaiming your inner peace. Buddhism offers profound wisdom on how to let go and embrace the peace that is available to you. Right now, healing begins with acknowledgement. To heal, we must first recognize that we are carrying this weight. Denying or suppressing painful emotions is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes immense energy, and eventually it will burst to the surface unexpectedly. Instead, Buddhism teaches us to face our feelings with awareness and compassion, whether it's grief from a loss or regret from a past decision. Acknowledging our emotions without judgment is the first step toward releasing them. We must allow ourselves to fully experience these emotions in order to let them go. This practice of mindfulness involves being fully present with whatever emotions arise. Without trying to escape them, when painful feelings come up, instead of pushing them away, we sit with them, we observe them as they are, creating a safe space within ourselves where we can process the emotion and allow it to pass through us. Letting go does not mean forgetting or pretending that painful events never happened. It is about freeing ourselves from the grip these past experiences have on our present lives. One of the most profound Buddhist teachings is that everything is impermanent. Our thoughts, our emotions, and our circumstances are constantly shifting. Recognizing this helps us understand that our past does not define who we are today. It is merely a chapter in the greater story of our lives. One powerful way to support this healing process is through forgiveness. Buddhism teaches that forgiveness is essential, not just for others, but for ourselves. Forgiving those who have wronged us doesn't mean condoning their actions. Instead, forgiveness is a profound gift of freedom you give to yourself. It is the act of severing the toxic cord of resentment that binds you to the past, allowing you to finally walk free. Equally important is the practice of self-forgiveness. We are often our own harshest critics, holding on to guilt for past mistakes, but forgiving ourselves is a vital act of self-love. Just as we would offer kindness to someone we love, we must offer that same compassion to ourselves. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and let go of self-blame. To aid in this healing, meditation can be a powerful practice. As you meditate, you can bring to mind the painful experiences you wish to release. With each deep, mindful breath, picture yourself letting go of these burdens. Imagine them dissolving into the air, or visualize yourself gently placing them down like a heavy stone you no longer need to carry. Another valuable tool is journaling. Writing about your feelings allows you to release built-up emotions and gain a deeper understanding of your experiences. Through journaling, you can express your pain, process it, and find a sense of closure, creating space for new, more peaceful perspectives to take root. So, our journey to inner peace comes full circle. It begins in the vast, inner landscape of the mind, learning to observe our faults without attachment. It flows outward into how we protect our precious energy from the drains of daily life. It deepens as we rewire our brains to break free from stressful patterns. It finds courage in the practice of acceptance and strength in our ability to find stillness within the storm. And finally, it takes root in the sanctuaries we create around us and the healing we offer to our past. Gratitude for the lessons learned then becomes the golden thread that ties it all together. Remember, peace is not a distant shore to one day arrive at, but the very way you choose to navigate the waters of your life. Moment by moment, it is an ongoing journey that starts and always returns to within. By embracing these timeless practices, you can unlock the deep sense of calm and tranquility that already exists within you. We would love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share which of these practices resonated most deeply with you today. Is it the idea of designing a sanctuary, or the courageous act of healing the past? Your story is a vital part of our shared journey. If you found value and a moment of peace in this video, please support our community by liking, sharing it with someone who may need to hear this, and subscribing to the channel. We are dedicated to exploring this path together, and we would be honored to continue this journey with you. Thank you for sharing your time and your presence with us today. May you walk forward with a lighter heart and a calmer mind. Be well.